Welcome back, Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Sundial Cannabis once more. Now make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe and leave notifications on, and let's jump right into this one. So Sundial Cannabis, this one here, I've covered quite a bit of videos on it, so you'll find my previous one in the description below. If you'd like to join our Discord, you can go ahead. It's a chat room. It's fun to join in there. No pumping allowed. Now, Sundial Cannabis. If you haven't known about it before, they have different products on different prices, different premiums. Basically, they also have this, oils and things coming up for weed-infused beer. The list goes on. But the big thing about this one, and why it's moving, is related to the MORE Act in the United States. And the recent massive capital raise, around 100 here and 74.5 million, enough to pay off their entire debt for around $174.5 million. And a big part of that is also having a cash ready once the US actually goes ahead and decriminalizes marijuana. So we already know the $100 million has been closed. $74.50 million closed in just yesterday on February 4th. So we're in the clear for these two. Now, the next thing that we have as well that is a lot of people are watching on this one is their compliance. But before doing so, two things. Institutional buyers. Institutional buyers seems to be still somewhat bullish onto this one. A lot of different addings or additions towards their portfolios for Sundial, so that's amazing. Something related to, I would say, probably around 500,000 shares, give or take, just in the last 3 weeks, or 2 weeks even. Now, we have the $74.5 million in terms of offering coming in around as well. The warrants that can be exercised. So we already kind of covered these two. We already know. More cash, more capital. Yes, there was a little bit of dilution, but generally speaking, it's a part of the game for a lot of these penny stocks. Now, the other thing here that I want to cover quickly is the bill. Of course, the MORE Act. I've covered this one quite a few times before. It did go in the Senate. It was read twice and sent to the Committee of Finance. Now, Janet L. Yellen did say that she's going to pave the way for, or she's not going to block the way for decriminalization of marijuana, and the Committee on Finance of the Senate seems to be all the members, including the chairman, not against decriminalization of marijuana, and that's a good thing. So we can expect this one probably to come in sometime around the summer. Now, in terms of new things coming up for this one, we still don't have an update, but hopefully we're gonna get to see a recent update. Yeah, if you would want to check it up again, so it's S2227 under congress.gov/bill. And the last one here was the read twice and referred to the Senate on Committee of Finance. Now, there's another paper for this one that happened early on in January, or I think late December. But next, anyway, moving on to their compliance. So we're going to go towards technical analysis here quickly, and then we're going to talk about that. So on a 1 week perspective, things are looking really good. On the ADX, it shows in the potential of a strong trend here. On million percent R, it shows it's a little bit overbought. Yes, the MACD looks stable and momentum looks stable. Moving averages are moving from bearish to bullish, and it's still somewhat bullish above the 59 cents on the 200 SMA. Now, that is a really good thing. Now, if we were to move on to a 1 day perspective, things are looking a little bit rough on the MACDs, that it is either accumulating or seeing a little bit of a pullback, and that's normal. But the good thing here is that the moving averages, the 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, and that's bullish. The trading action zone where positive reversals are likely is between 91 cents and 76 cents. The 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA, and that's the purple line is above the blue line, and that is as well amazing. The next thing here is the ADX. The ADX is above 50. And above 50, you can start looking at perhaps a little bit of pullbacks or reversals. That's just something to keep in mind. Momentum looks stable here. Now, the one thing that I really enjoy to see about this one is that currently, how many days is it above $1? And that gives you a sense of how close they are towards the compliance, which means no reverse split. They have till March. And so far, we're sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days above $1. That means next week, Friday, if it actually closes above $1, it reaches compliance and it doesn't have to do a reverse split anytime soon. And that is something amazing. Now, on a 2-hour perspective, things are looking a little bit thinner in terms of margins. You get to see on a 2-hour perspective, we have this channel, I'll draw it in a second, but everything else looks like it is almost accumulating, and it has a really thin margin. 10 SMA to 30 EMA is very, very thin. And that's the trading action zone. You don't want the 10 SMA to dive below the 30 EMA. So it does need a couple of green days, otherwise it might be a little bit in trouble. Now the moving average band is between 88 cents on the top, 80 in the middle, and 72 cents on the bottom. Now the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, you get to see here that they're both looking at bullish. It's starting to look really good here on this level. And it looks like it's either going to accumulate or see another leg up. Now on the Fibonacci retracements, very, very strong support at $1.10. Below there, 92 cents, 73 cents, and 50 cents. Significant resistances, 137 and 170. Now, quickly, we can go ahead and try to find the price line actions. Again, 110 is a very, very strong support. Below there, we can see the 101. Below there, we're looking at 94 cents. Below there, we're looking at 80 cents. Below there, we're looking at 77 cents. Below there, 70 cents. Below there, we're looking at 64. And then diving all the way down around 57 to 59. Significant resistances looked at 119 here, 123, and then 130. Now comes to the question too. Where are the patterns that we're just referring to? So if we were to go ahead and do, let's say, 5 days, 2 hour perspective, and dive just a tad further, we can do a couple of things. We have this kind of line here, action, that was broken already. But if we were to draw a new one, we can go ahead and draw it somewhere around this area here, which is already kind of breaking through. Next one would probably be just a vertical, horizontal line looking somewhere like this. Now, if you do recall, this is actually one of the previous strategies in terms of patterns. So this one is a little bit, if it does stay on that track on the bottom trend line, that is something that would be bullish. Now, generally speaking, we're talking about a bullish pattern. This one here, but again, it did break a little bit before around the 3rd of February towards this pattern. And if it does break through, you can start to see a little bit of a new high for it in the last 52 weeks. And so that could be something that can easily spike off. Now remember, you have stocks that are even doing a lot worse in this kind of similar staying point, such as an AKD that's seen a massive push. Now, this ascending triangle pattern does look still bullish in general and still intact. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Short term, I think that it probably will reach its compliance by next Friday. If it stays above $1. I think that there is a lot of attention about this one, and $2 isn't that far-fetched. Now, yes, I think that $2 is still a little bit risky to reach, but when you're talking about long-term investment, generally speaking, I think this one might be a little bit in trouble, but they have enough cash to keep them afloat. Now, the $2 level comes in right from here. That is significant previous resistance. After the $2, you're probably looking at 234 and then 268. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.